Commander, I finished reading your report.
The Alliance wanted more intelligence on the Reapers. I'd say we got it.
Our people will be studying it for years to come. They're already calling it the Leviathan Codex.
Huh.
It rewrites galactic history as we know it.
Whatever else it means, it tells me the Reapers had a beginning. And maybe now we'll provide them with an end.
That's one way to look at it. I guess it's the only way. So go out there and make it happen. This is a big step in the right direction, Shepard. Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hack it out.
Huh. Codex updated with the Leviathans. Dominate unlocked. I gotta check that out. Let's see, what does it say?
The Reaper before the introduction of the M56.
Yes. The Darkness Breach, Leviathan's secret. Essentially, nothing was known of the aquatic species dubbed Leviathans before Commander Shepard's report to Task Force Aurora. No record of the species' true name exists, no ruins are attributed to their civilization, and no influence on other races has been recorded. The Task Force can only conjecture based on the limited information provided by Shepard. The current world is unlikely their homeworld, so it is surmised that the Leviathans mastered technology and spaceflight despite their immense size and aquatic nature. The ability to communicate with and mentally dominate land-based sapiens would have been a necessary step, and so whatever homeworld the Leviathans hailed from would have included a fourth species whose civilization served their purpose. Presumably their bodies can withstand both the extreme pressure of the depths and the lesser pressure of a coastal area where they might have come into contact with these thralls. Transporting a creature the size of the Leviathan into space would have been a significant engineering challenge. It is likely they used these two for ease of travel, as the Hana do, and employed cybernetic filtration to breathe air as well as oxygenated water. It is unknown if the Leviathans have modified themselves with the equivalent of a biotic amplifier, but it seems probable. The faster and light communication of their pulse would require precise control previously unknown to modern science. One can only guess that the invasions of the species and the Leviathans are volunteering no such information. Let's see, Leviathan Informant theme. A mixed species team of special operations soldiers have volunteered to covertly deliver Leviathan artifacts behind enemy lines. These attacks aim to make Reaper creatures thralls of Leviathans. On a small scale, this could cause chaos disruption. On a large scale, and if given enough time, it could form an army of Reaper creatures dedicated to exterminating their own kind. The team's major limiting factors are a small number of artifacts and the reluctance of Alliance command to operate openly with such a potent weapon for fear the Reapers might develop countermeasures. Still, potent. Alliance Engineering Corps. Profit as well as Carson. Research. I don't know which of these is new, but okay. That's Fluffy. That's Conquer. Females. The original SSB Hong Kong was destroyed by the civil through a ship in front of Plasma for a Dreadnought. Success. Can't remember which one of these are new. Synth diamond heat sinks. Synthetic diamond is a key ingredient in military-grade heat sinks that are used in computing high-end thermal clips and starship weapons. Liberating tons of it from facilities on Brest will help both ground and space forces. The Asari cruiser Nefrain is named for a lost city said to be buried in ice at Thesia's South Pole. The cruiser still carries scars from scores of Geth fighters it took on during the Battle of the Citadel in 2183. The crew refused to have the scars removed, considering marched on and reminded how close we came to annihilation. The Asari scientists in Orizoni had isolated themselves to prevent academic and corporate theft of their work. They've been researching new polymers, looking for material with high heat resistance and zero conductivity that is dirt cheap to produce. One of the prototype materials appear ideal for insulating the crucible's bending chambers. I don't remember finding all these. The Sibian is an Asari cruiser-class warship. A mix-up of during the cruise construction left it with an unusually large drive core and engineer redesigned the ship around the excessive power source. The Sibian's unusual robust engine provides enough power to generate kinetic barriers normally reserved for dreadnoughts. The graceful soaring spires common to Asari architecture look deceptively delicate, but Athesia's palaces, universities and theaters have stood longer than most civilizations. Asari architectural engineers dispatched to the crucible testing the weapon's construction to make sure it can withstand tremendous amount of pressure. If built improperly, stress could tear the crucible in half upon activation. The biologists on Chalkos have made a quick study of the brain structure of Husk and other Reaper creatures. Isolating the parts of the brain responsible for interpreting sensory data, the conclusion contrasts the various strengths and weaknesses of Reaper ground forces when it comes to sight, smell, hearing, and so forth. This data could be extremely useful for soldiers or citizens trying to escape or and evade Reapers on occupied planets. Oh. Jovian dissertation. The scientific data draws conclusions about the gas giant Isael's exceptionally powerful magnetic field, which has complex interactions with those of its moons. The mathematics used to model this complexity can provide new insight into the math of the Prothean device. A brief glance at the data hints at some kind of energetic pulse that might pass through the magnetosphere of the planet unimpeded, but any details are best derived by a high-energy physicist. The Prothean device is being built in space, where its inner workings may be vulnerable to cosmic radiation from nearby stars. While the construction plans has taken standard risk into account, a sudden turn in space weather could pierce the basic shielding and irradiate the device and crew. Superior radiation shielding used by the orbital stations near the gas giant Sirius will provide a low-cost way to keep this device safe against all but the most unusual of energetic emissions. Declarations. When they were struck by the Reapers, the agribusiness of Triginta Petra had a surplus of both plant and animal-based food products for dextro amino acid-based species, sapiens. Both Turian troops who favor a meat-heavy diet and the Corns who are typically vegan show a marked preference for these recovered rations, suggesting that although they were wiped out by enemy forces, the patrons had pretty good taste. Serving patron food to a unit about to go into combat can restore a little morale and dig into an otherwise demoralized squad. Well, no, I think that provided a heavy boost. So, the Leviathans will probably hide on their planets, but instead control through their artifacts. I guess we won't get much more out of them, seeing as they really don't want to be brought to extinction. So they'll probably hide and just work through their artifacts until the end. But anyway, they're on our side now, and hope it will remain so afterwards. Well, they really won't have a choice. After all, I, Commander Shepard, will take over the Reapers at the end of this adventure and become their new king, emperor, lord, whatever. So I hope that although we will share the galaxy with them, they will not try any take over the galaxy stuff, because I know where they live. This has been Eric Cobra, and this has been Let's Play Mass Effect DLC Blind. Mass Effect 3 DLC Blind. See you all around.